viewing experience.
It was amazing. The child actor in it, man.
I can't remember her name, but she deserves all the props.
Bruv, like, come on, man. Like, some child actors suck, man. They fucking do.
Give them something they can feel.
Okay.
Your boy.
Cool. Fair enough. All right. What about the DC universe? As we talked about, you're not a big fan of Batman, but it's here. What's your favorite Batman movie?
Batman movie?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just cliche and it's just Dark Knight.
Yeah, cool. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah,
Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, Gary Oldman. It's just amazingness.
Like, it's the best, bro.
Yeah. I think that is definitely, it defined an era of cinema, I think, at least as far as I'm concerned, and definitely redefined comic book movies, I think.
Well, yeah, because I mean, just like you were talking about earlier about Thingy being a spy movie. I mean, this was one of them. It was just one of the detective films.
Yeah,
and it was a detective film with heroes and villains, bro. And it was just, it really pushed it to the point where you understood this relative to something that you were familiar with, like these.
It's very grounded.
Yeah, really grounded, man. And like,
considering what it was.
Yeah, it was mad. And I remember, like, at the time, I had zero interest in Batman. I didn't even know this film would come out, right?
Yeah.
And I finished doing one of my breaking classes that day, and my mate Gavin, he was like, "Oh, like, you want to go watch this Batman film?" And I'm like, "No,
really.
I want to hang out with you." So we do like an hour walk to the cinema. We go there. And I went there, and like I didn't even know this film was out, let alone like knowing Heath Ledger was in it, right? So I see the trailer and I'm like, man, Heath Ledger, that's crazy. Like, sick. And I was blown away. I come out of it like, oh, I need to watch everything ever. Like really, it was just, it just changed cinema, man. For me, for superhero cinema, for me, I thought it was amazing. Yeah.
I hear that. No, I completely agree. It's just, to this day, one of my favorite movies, let alone comic book movie ever, and I can watch it, have it on in the background or anything. It's just wonderful. And like exactly like you said, Heath Ledger, all that stuff. You're watching yourself in the reflection, aren't you?
No, I'm listening though still.
Because it's weird because you see yourself do this and then it moves a bit later.
I just want to keep doing it.
But no, I think I really love how I love how cool the characters are and the groundedness of it. And the fact is, they had 3 villains in that movie. Like you had Joker, you had Two-Face, and I believe you had who else was in there? Scarecrow for a little bit as well. Yeah,
the Two-Face thing was too much.
Really?
Yeah, for me it was too much. I thought like it could have ended about 20 minutes earlier. For me. Like I thought like it was. I really liked the build-up, but I thought they didn't need Bane in the third one. I thought they were setting up Two-Face for the third one, and if they had ended it when about 20 minutes earlier when they finally caught Joker, and had that whole film was setting up the Two-Face for this one. Okay. For me, that would have been amazing. I'm like,
I
cool.
That could have been a better movie.
You know what I mean? Because it's
at least for the third one, because I think you're wrong. And in the terms of Dark Knight.
Right.
But I see what you're saying, and I love the idea, and I would have preferred that, I think, over having Bane.
I think so, because you're like, cause if you consider that, what they did is they had 2 origin stories, but not really. They had like one where it's like you're introduced to a character, but it's not an origin story.
Absolutely,
and then you have an origin story alongside it, and they give both people equal amount of time for you to familiarize yourself, to then have the capture of Joker, but without a definite ending. Like obviously, R.I.P. Heath in it. But it's like if he then got put in Arkham, that's set up for another thing to him to come back and use him whenever you want. Yeah. And then you've done your origin story for Two-Face, so you can just let him kind of while out. Like you don't need to spend the first 45 minutes to an hour of a film introducing us to this guy because we're connected with him.
Well, that's the precursor to the MCU in that kind of case. Like the idea you're stating, like introduce yourself to this character, and then in the next movie exploring that. And for me, like I said, I think I would have preferred that aspect of the character growth, because you had the Batman Begins, which was just a movie. Yeah. At that time, and then at the end of it, you had the calling card, which is the Joker, and then you introduce to the character properly. And I don't think anyone who knows the Joker was expecting that movie Joker.
Wow, no,
I don't. In that time, and I was just like, all right.
Right? Like everyone was saying the same thing that everyone's saying about R-Pats right now about Batman. Everyone's flipping out, right? And everyone's like, this guy can't do it, and you know they're only saying that because of Twilight, right? Because if they saw him in Harry Potter, they'd be like,
I was like, oh, he's in? Okay, cool. Because I haven't seen Twilight.
Right, okay,
I keep it that way.
Look, man, I liked it. Whatever.
Come at me.
For sure, right? But like, yeah, and it's like, but everyone was saying that. Like, well, I mean, this is me looking back.
Because of Brokeback Mountain.
Well, I don't know. Everyone was. I thought it was because of A Knight's Tale. Yeah. Everyone's just cussing this man out, and it's like, yo, man, that's. Everyone's like, no, you can't do what Nicholson done. Everyone getting on their hype train.
Nicholson's Joker is different.
I think it's
classic. It's just a different Joker. You don't need to do what he did, and that's what made me happy with Jared Leto is that he didn't try and do. I didn't like his character. I like the character of Jared Leto's Joker, right? But for me in my head, for me to like it, it's Black Mask.
Black Mask.
So Black Mask, it's Roman Sionis. He owns Sionis Chemicals or something like that. And they actually do makeup and stuff like that. He wears a black mask, and that's what matters. And he's a thug. He's like a Boston thug basically. A gangster. He has his own crime with basically runs the underworld like with Penguin and Two-Face and stuff like that.
Right.
And his character, Jared Leto's character, reminded me more of that than Joker. And in my head, I'm like, it's Black Mask, and I can like it.
Fair. Yeah. All right. So I didn't know anything about any of that. So that's pretty cool.
We'll talk about it after.
Sick. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, I didn't like the character, but for me, I put that down more to the screen time.
Yeah.
Than him as a performer.
Yeah.
And I think
he spent more time in the Rick Ross video for Purple Lamborghini. There's a song by Rick Ross called Purple Lamborghini, which is for Suicide Squad.
Right.
Because in the movie, Joker has a purple Lamborghini. But the purple Lamborghini is not in the music video for Rick Ross.
I don't even know what that means.
But either way, sorry, interrupt you, continue.
No, yeah, I was just gonna piggyback on what you're saying about Heath, man. Like, I think he was as different from Nicholson as your boy Joaquin is gonna be from Heath, man. Like,
I'm excited for that.
But I'm buzzing for that.
I can't wait. I want that. I need that in and around my mouth right now. But to talk on our Pats, Robert Pattinson. So when it came out initially, it was like, oh, he might be it. All right, cool. I can dig it. Because have you seen a movie called Remember Me?
No, I've heard of it though. Is it a love story?
I think it's about him and his sister. I think it might be. I can't remember.
They have a love story with him and his sister.
No. Maybe that's why they did that. I can't remember, but I know when I saw our Pats in it, I was like, oh, Twilight. I didn't really watch Twilight, so I don't know. I couldn't say he's bad or he's good.
Yeah.
But cool. My player 2, Carla, wanted me to watch it because she loved it. I'm like, cool. And I'm watching. I'm like, okay, all right. And then now with this, I'm like, yo, go watch Remember Me. Or watch Harry Potter for a little bit if you can get into it. Goblet of Fire, I think is when he's introduced properly. But mainly Remember Me because he's an adult in that. And then tell me he can't do Batman or he can't do something like that.
Yeah.
Because he puts in work, it's great acting, and he has an American accent and it can work. So, whatevers. What are your thoughts on our Pats being Batman? What we got here? Thoughts on Deadpool as a movie? And Logan as a movie, which one do you prefer / is better?
Oh, Logan. Yeah, well, like, it's not even a question for me.
Like, I remember we did talk about this briefly.
Yeah.
And for you, it's because of the emotional connection you had as opposed to just the cinema of it.
Yeah, but I mean, both. Like, I mean, we're talking about films, like, that represent a certain genre that just happen to be a superhero film. And for me, that was just a Western, you know, like, and it was just a Western that just happened to have a guy that could fucking stab people up, right? And it was like, for me, it was just because, like, don't get me wrong, I think as far as character adaptations go, it's hard to find someone who represents a character better than Ryan Reynolds represents Deadpool.
He's like born to play Deadpool.
Yeah, it's almost like they made it for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it's really weird. However, getting familiar with your boy Hugh for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, for me, it was an accumulation of things, right? Like Deadpool, the reasons I liked it were different for Logan.
Yeah.
Right? So it's hard to compare.
Different movies.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So like, I liked Deadpool because it didn't take itself too seriously,
which is on point for the character.
Exactly, right? Yeah. It was a little, for me, the breaking the fourth wall jokes were a little too pop culture-y, like culture-y for me.
Yeah.
Just a little
You would
bit.
prefer something that was a bit more meta in terms of making fun of comics, or is it just the whole aspect of the fourth wall
Yeah,
type?
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that. That's a good.
Alright.
Yeah, that's a good shout. But for me, like Logan was just this. Like I just enjoy good cinema as well.
Great cinematic viewing experience.
It was amazing. The
Yeah.
child actor in it, man.
I can't remember her name, but she deserves all the props.
Bruv, like, come on, man. Like, some child actors suck, man. They fucking do.
Speaking of child actors, very much away from the topic.
Yeah.
When They See Us, I've only seen the first episode.
I'm just gonna say
The
this.
actors in that. I haven't gotten to. I've only seen the first episode because Player 2 kind of had an issue. But it was yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So that.
Yeah.
So you know so in the first episode, you know these scenes where it's like, where like they're giving the confessions or spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah.
And
First episode is fine. I'm good.
Right.
I'm alright. Okay.
And it's like there are scenes where they're just using physical acting to convey emotions. Yeah. This girl in Logan, for me, I'm like,
Because she's silent for like 2/3 of the movie,
Come
probably
on,
even
man.
more than that.
no, she speaks. You don't know what she's saying anyway. Like
The first lines, nothing. It's in Spanish.
like it's like
Yeah.
bruh, like she scared me. Like legit, I was like, oh man, that's stressful. Like I wouldn't just give her the
No.
glasses. I don't whatever she wants in it.
She got claws.
Like she was amazing, man. Like she
Yeah.
and like the dynamic of this, which I'll get to, this like weathered like Wolverine, right?
It's wonderful.
Of you getting that fresh feeling again. It wasn't this thing like, oh, I'm watching this like this old man trying to play football with his son and just falling over and like falling, you know how like toddlers fall over.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
And it's like they haven't done it before in their lives, and
Yeah.
like, watching Wolverine work out and like
Yeah,
beat up some guys, you're like, ooh, that's kind of like it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
And then she comes in and you're like, oh yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what that man stuff looks like. And then
Yeah.
what they do with Wolverine is they give us everything we've wanted since they started making it PG. Which him just stab someone straight through the skull.
It is wonderful. It's wonderful.
the whole
No, all right.
scene.
Spoiler territory right here. In case people haven't seen it, which if you haven't, you're an idiot. Sorry, but you are. Probably what is top 5 favorite scene in that movie? Professor X in the house with the other Wolverine.
Yo, that was amazing.
I was just gone because the way it's done. Because he's like, I'm sorry, blah 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 blah, and then turns around and he's smiling, and then it's just simple, soft and subtle.
It
And I
was
was like,
brilliant.
I'm just in the cinema. I'm just like, nah.
That was brilliant, man. It
And it
really
was just
was.
wonderful. And that fight in itself as well, the effort that it took Logan to have that fight is wonderful. But another one of my favorite scenes as well is when he gets the mutant thing that makes him young again, basically.
And he runs through the woods. Yo, man.
That's what I've been waiting to see since X-Men first came out as movies back in 2000.
Him raging.
I just wanted that. I wanted that berserk. We got a little bit of an apocalypse when he's breaking out, but we didn't get to see it because it's set in an X-Men movie.
Right, yeah.
But that scene for me, it's what I've always wanted. And that for me was like, all right, cool. Deadpool did that. Logan did that. They were both different movies, but they gave you what you wanted from that character since forever. Because from X-Men Origins, I was like, yo, Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, give me that. That thing at the end of X-Men Origins, I don't want any more of that. I don't need Barakapool in my life anymore. Love the fight scene. The fight scene was sick.
Yeah,
But I was like, you saw his mouth shut and he gave him blades out of his arms. I'm like, what? It hurt my feelings.
it was just a bit weird, man.
It hurt. And I'm like, this is me. I'm like, yo, I'm a huge fan of Deadpool. I'm like, yo, they got him. And I'm like,
It was
Don't
so
need it.
weird. It was so
it was
weird.
painful. It's hella painful. All right, cool.